on to Cincinnati. Welcome to NFL Game Day morning, presented by Lowe's. Mooch hydrating with one last swig of Joe before this 4-hour edition of NFL Game Day morning with 3 Sundays to go in the 2019 NFL 100 season. My name is Rich Eisen. Pleased to be joined by Steve Mariucci, Kurt Warner, and Michael Irvin in a 3-piece Rams-colored outfit.
Yes, I'm back with the opponent's colors now. Right, I figure it's time to pull all stops out trying to get this win, Rich.
You know what? That is some old school trying to get the Cowboys win by wearing the colors of their opponent. Anything right now. I mean, basically a Ouija board. Anything.
Anything works right now. Everything has
Let's start with a little bit of fun. Hey, Kurt, we noticed this. At least some of us did. At a nearby sandwich shop.
What?
There you are, being a man of the community right there.
What, you eat a sandwich, you're a man of the community?
And the reason why I say he's a man of the community is this photograph was put on that Jimmy John's community events board. It's the only event in the community on the board.
Where is that?
Well, I'm happy to make the events board. So, yeah.
It's the only
board you've ever made.
event. It was great. Good on you, Kurt. Good on you. I hope.
It was tough. Just stopping to get a sub.
I was about to say.
Took a picture with somebody.
Discount. Kurt, I'll take a Kurt Warner, please. All right, Sunday storylines. It's week 15. Steve Mariucci, as I mentioned, 3. Thursday Night Football's done.
Done, Mike.
We got a triple header Saturday for week 16 right here on NFL Network. And in between, we've got the games today and then the Monday nighter between Colts and the Saints. What leaps out to you as a storyline, Steve?
Well, how about that guy named Mitchell Trubisky? I just like saying it that way. Mitchell Trubisky with the Bears, right? They're waking up out of hibernation, and just in the nick of time with this late season surge, they've won 4 out of 5. Now they travel to the frozen tundra. Look at the frozen tundra. Aaron Rodgers is 18-3 in December at home in Lambeau. He likes when Mother Nature and Old Man Winter show up. So it's going to be the 200th meeting with the Bears and the Packers today. I love it.
And behind the Packers by 3 and the Vikings by 2. And the Vikings are the 6th seed in the NFC. This is must-win territory for the Bears.
Huge
today.
game, yeah.
And must-win territory for the Rams and the Cowboys. I'm looking at this game and I'm saying, man, they are both desperate. They're fighting for their playoff lives. Yet they're 2 teams going in different directions. You got the Rams team, won 3 of their last 4. They've won their last 2. And a Cowboys team that has lost their last 3. But the Rams are in a situation where they cannot fall 2 games behind in the wild card race with San Francisco at San Francisco next week. And then the Cowboys, although it's not desperate, they don't have to win because everything's going to come down to next week against Philly. They have got to change something here, Michael. They got to start winning and get back on track and stop this slide. So what a great time to do it against a team that's hot at home. Can the Cowboys get back on track today?
You have to win. Don't listen to Kurt.
Yeah.
You have to win right now.
It's highly recommended.
Right now. Yes, you do.
No.
You have to think that way. You have to win right now. Speaking of must-win territory, the AFC South. The Texans and the Titans. Both of these teams are 8-5, and thank you, football gods. That's really just the NFL office that scheduled it this way that they will play each other twice in the next 3 weeks, which is great. Now, speaking of 3, I just, and I've been with the Texans all year long. But A.J. Brown said something to me. He said it to Steve Smith and I when we were at the Combine. He said, guys, you guys are slipping on me. I'm the guy that's going to make a difference in this league right away, and he's absolutely doing that. I mean, them Tennessee Titans now, they look like they got a triplet brewing over there, Kurt.
Triplet.
They got a triplet. Derrick Henry, that's right, A.J. Brown, and Ryan Tannehill. They got a triplets going over there.
You said it?
Yeah, I know. Had to catch on in Tennessee.
And then, of course,
they win today.
there's a Sunday night flex game that the Vikings-Chargers game, initially slated for being Week 15 on NBC tonight, was moved to the late window. And in come the Bills at the Steelers. Duck Hodges is getting a Sunday night game for the 2nd time this season against the Bills team that hopes to go into New England next week with a shot to get a share of the AFC East lead in that game. So lots to talk about right now, but let's go to On Location in Kansas City. Kay Adams joined by Willie McGinnis and the aforementioned Steve Smith.
Want to be cold.
Rich, you are missing out. We are here at Arrowhead. I had not lived yet until I tailgated with these two at 6 in the morning here, where people are already out. The energy is at a 10 out of 10, and the snow is coming down. So let's talk about this game. They were talking about must-win situations. Every win counts in the AFC. The Chiefs last week lock up the AFC West for the 4th straight time, defeating the Patriots on the road. I was in the crowd, Willie, your team, booing your team.
Yeah.
How do they follow up that win here today up against Denver Broncos and a red-hot Drew Lock?
Well, I don't think anybody worries about the Chiefs offensively, them going out and scoring points. It's the defense that was the great surprise against the Patriots, and whether they caught them at the right time or not, the Chiefs, they got to be able to stop teams. They got to be able to stop the run, which they did last week against the Patriots, and then locking up some of the best receivers and getting after Tom Brady, which you're seeing on your screen. So going against a lock and going against the Denver Broncos, not as much firepower, but this young quarterback, he will move the pocket. He does a lot. If the Chiefs can play defense and keep him off the board, there's no question they're going to score points. That's the chemistry for a win for them.
Well, when you talk about what the Chiefs did against the New England Patriots in the first half, they were extremely effective. In the second half, they did not play as well as they did in the first half. And also, too, with a Drew Lock, what he has done for this Denver Broncos team, because in week 7, Thursday night that I was at that game, they were effective on third down, ineffective actually, 1 of 13, negative 79 yards on third down. So they need to come out and play much better, meaning against this Denver Broncos team, because this Denver Broncos team is not the same that they were against them in that week 7. They had 9 sacks, so they need to show up and be able to put a young quarterback, get them confused, and get out there, because this defense and this Chiefs team needs to play well. You also remember this is the game that that Patrick Mahomes also dislocated his knee sneaking in from the end zone. So established a run with this bad weather.
He left that game.
Yeah, it was a good game. Matt came in. Matt Moore came in and played well for unexpectedly starting. But they need to go ahead and push going into December, push into January.
Both of these teams seem a little different headed into round 2 here at Arrowhead. The defense seemingly leading the way. Quickly, Willie, offense for the Chiefs, is that a concern for you going into this one?
No, not at all. I think they'll be able to score points. They'll be on track. They got to stop Kelsey. You know, if you're looking at Denver, you got to figure out the formations and the different situations, but they're explosive and they can score quick.
One thing that's not stopping, the snow here at Arrowhead. Let's go inside and send it over to James Palmer with more.
Well, thanks, Kay. Steve mentioned the ground game for the Chiefs. I'm told they will be without their starting running back, Damian Williams, but Frank Clark, their star pass rusher, who had a stomach issue to the point to where he's seen specialists this week, I'm told he will play. Drew Lock grew up right outside this stadium. He won't have the starting right side of his offensive line, but he will have his starting tight end in Noah Fant. Now let's go to Cincinnati and Mike Giardi.
Thank you, James. On Wednesday, Julian Edelman missed his first practice of the season. It was termed as load management, and what a load he has carried for the Patriots. But it's also led to a bunch of injuries, including the most recent, a knee problem that it will make him a true game-time decision today. We'll have more on that coming up. But for now, to Tom Pelissero in Nashville.
Mike, Titans running back Derrick Henry did not practice all week while resting a sore hamstring, but I'm told he is expected to play in this AFC South showdown against the Texans. It's mostly a maintenance issue. Henry went through the walkthrough yesterday. They'll see how he feels this morning, but I'm told no plans for a pitch count. They want to cut him loose. Here's Stacey Dales in Green Bay.
Tom, it is already bitterly cold here, 6 degrees. Feels like it's below 0. It's going to jump to about 16 degrees by kickoff. Huge news for the Bears yesterday. D lineman Akeem Hicks lifted off of IR. He's missed the past 8.5. What an emotional lift back for a team that faces potential playoff elimination. And for the Packers, potential playoff clinching situation for them. Right now, let's get you to Charlotte, where Tiffany Blackman is standing by. Tiff?
Stacey, the Seahawks still have a chance to take the West and clinch a first-round bye, despite that loss to the Rams last week. Now, linebacker KJ Wright said, we got hit in the mouth. Now you see how you respond. But that defense is going to be without some key pieces in Jadeveon Clowney and Michael Kendricks and possibly Shaquille Griffin. Now to Kim Jones in Landover.
Tiffany, the Philadelphia Eagles are dealing with a lot of injuries and they have a losing record. They still have the opportunity to win the NFC East. Get this, Philly has the easiest remaining schedule in the entire league. The Redskins, the Cowboys, and the Giants. Let's say good morning now to Ian Rappaport.
Well, thanks, Kim. For the night game tonight, the Steelers have had James Conner, their starting running back, only in one game since the beginning of October. I am told he is, in fact, expected back on the field tonight. His shoulder is feeling good. This AC joint injury, which has robbed him of the last 2 months, practice went well. I'm told he is expected to start, but beware, fantasy owners. He is expected to split carries with Benny Snell and Jalen Samuel.